All right.
Locked and loaded, ready to go.
Sounds good. Thanks, John. I guess my first question is, like, how old were you when you first started kayaking?
Just got out of high school, had to been around 19. It was in 2006, late summer. Midwest Freestyle competition was actually like my first week on the water, and that was my first competition too. It's pretty sweet. I scored 2 points for establishing a front surf, and did not win the free boat, but I had an awesome time.
Cool. How did you get started kayaking then?
I was actually just looking for a different outlet in life. I used to race motorcycles growing up, and I kind of fell out of that high school years. Started to get into, the party scene, the girls, cars, whatever. And it just, after a while of that, I just got, burnt out on it, and I needed some outlet again in life. And had a canoe that I bought with some extra money, and started going on the rivers and lakes in the area. And when the rivers got too low, I figured I could get a kayak and continue to kayak down these rivers, like the Milwaukee and stuff like that. And I don't know. It just ended up I found out it was too low water, to even to take kayaks during and stuff. But before you know it, ran the low overhead dam on the Milwaukee River, and probably the stupidest thing I've ever done to this day in a kayak. And I kind of figured that day that I either better learn how to roll, or I was probably going to end up dying in the sport.
Yeah.
So I got lessons up at Bear Paw, and before you know it, I was at the Midwest Freestyle, and the rest was history.
Very cool. So what kind of types of kayaking have you been doing lately?
Actually, in the past couple weeks, I haven't even been in a boat. Before that, I was on the freestyle tour. I went to the Southeast for the World Cup Championships. There were 17 countries involved. A really, really fun event. 3 different play spots all over the Southeast. I think I ended up about mid-pack, 25th out of 50 or so. Really great learning experience, and I had a lot of fun, and definitely want to try pushing that area of my kayaking further in the future.
Very cool. And how has being a Midwest kayaker helped you in your development as a paddler?
Being a Midwest paddler developing me. I think just the core group and camaraderie of all the people here in the Midwest truly kind of make each individual paddler here in the Midwest, including myself, I guess just a friendlier person in a way. We're just such a family-oriented kind of group of people here in the Midwest. Everyone knows everyone, and if there's water running, everyone's running towards it. So it's kind of a neat way to get to know all these people. It's not as cliquey as the Southeast or out West or something like that. Very, very grassroots, home feel to the Midwest, and pretty excited to have gotten brought up in that kind of a field for the sport.
And what do the rivers of the Midwest have to offer for people?
Well, right here in Wisconsin, we've got anything from easy, canoeing, class 1, 2 water, all the way up to some class 3s and 4s right here in Wisconsin. A classic, the ultra classic, I would say, being the Wolf. And then you go up to the shorelines of Lake Superior, and you can go get as scared as you want, find your humbler. It's all there. It's mini Norway. It's probably one of my favorite places to paddle. I've been there year after year. Every time the snow melts, I'm running there.
Very cool. And where have you kayaked around the world now?
Around the world, I've been only to South America. I have not been overseas, kind of, Central America connection too. So never really overseas travel, but all over South America, all over the United States. A lot of really good multi-days down in Peru. Really big waterfalls in Chile. Really good first-time travel in Ecuador if you're ever interested. And, the States have got a lot to offer too. California is kind of the crown jewel of whitewater in the entire world.
Yeah, very cool.
Neat and experienced.
Yeah, I had a friend that actually went down to Ecuador a couple summers ago for research stuff. So he said the place is just absolutely beautiful. Yeah,
it's cheap and it's easy to travel. Ecuador is a great place to go travel, foreign place. That or Costa Rica. Either or are really
Very cool. Another question I had here was, what is it like to be a part of Team Jackson Kayak?
Team Jackson Kayak. It's kind of interesting, that one. I actually started off as an employee for Jackson Kayak. I got a job when I first started the sport. Like within 6 months of me first starting the paddle, I got a job at Jackson Kayak. So I got to know the family. I got to know the employees back when it was like a small company, like 2-3 years into the actual production, and it was really, really neat to, I guess, be involved in, kayaks every day. I helped shape and mold lots of the boats on the market. Super cool. And getting to know the family and the industry right there, it's something that, I guess, living and growing up here in Wisconsin, we kind of look out to these bigger names and companies as like stars in a way, and then you get to know these people and then these bigger names, and then there's people out there, having a good time just like we are. And very, very cool to be brought up in that scene, know a lot about the boats because of it, and very thankful for everything that Jackson's ever done for me.
Very cool. Another question I had here was, how has kayaking shaped your life now?
Kayaking totally changed my life. I would not be sitting here having this conversation without it. I don't know where I would have gone or what kind of trouble I might have gotten into if I didn't find kayaking along the way. It truly has made me more confident in my personality and myself, and stronger physically, mentally. It's really shaped me to become a better person overall. And I try to take every lesson I've ever learned on the river and make sure I treat it with just the same amount of respect, treat life with the same amount of respect I treat the river with. Because if you mess up on the river, you make a bad call, it could be your last one. And I just don't want to mess up life in the same manner. So it's kind of a cool correlation that the river life and normal life. And it's changed me completely. I definitely don't know where I would be without it.
Very cool. Another question I had was, what's your favorite paddling destination?
Favorite destination is kind of, two things that come to my mind is Peru because of the multi-day expeditions, absolutely phenomenal, and then Hood River, Oregon, because, it's just pretty awesome that you can kayak there almost yearly. And the little white salmon runs like the whole entire winter, so it's hard to argue with that.
Yeah, definitely.
It's considered like one of the top, or arguably one of the best Class 5 kayaking runs in the United States, or the world for that matter.
Very cool. What place would you like to travel to that you haven't got to yet?
I would really like to see Nepal, Mongolia, China would be really sweet. I might do a trip in there in the next few years. Just overseas in general, I really haven't explored much more than South America and the United States, so
All right.
I'd like to go see some more of that stuff.
Very cool. And what's your favorite freestyle trick that you've been doing?
Favorite freestyle trick, it's kind of always been the McNasty, I think. I learned it a long time ago, and I'm still perfecting it, and I'm learning it more on my offside now. I've got my onside pretty good. And, it's just a really dynamic, fun move. You're sitting in a side surf, back surf, and, immediately you can get a good bounce and, air and, throw it into a front flip. It's pretty cool.
Awesome. And what's your favorite paddling memory that you can think of?
Favorite paddling memory? How about my last swim with Andy McMurray on South Salmon? We did the CSET South Salmon, Main Salmon. It's 70 miles of white water with a 20-mile shuttle out in Idaho. Absolutely phenomenal river. One of my best multi-days I've ever done. And we were on there pretty high level. It was respectful. And I ended up in a hole, I think it's called Greyhound Bus or something like that. It was river wide, massive, munching, death hole kind of deal. And I ended up just missing the corner by 5 feet, not even, maybe 3. And instantly went into this, cartwheel session with my fully loaded creek boat. And I remember Andy going past as I rolled up once, and he's like, "Hold on!" I was like, "Duh!" It was just back into the window machine, and it was a good learning experience. definitely have pushed myself harder since then to hold on further in a hole and, kind of keep it together and do what I got to do to get out of a scenario like that. So that was one of my more memorable experiences.
I can imagine. Sounds pretty intense.
Yeah, it was good times, good memories.
All right. Another question I got here is, what is it like to give back to Midwest kayakers during the freestyle clinic that you guys put on at Wausau every year?
It's always exciting to come back to the Midwest Freestyle Comp and the clinic, especially because the return paddlers, a lot of times we have a lot of paddlers come back from years past, which is really cool to see people, not just take it once and be like, oh yeah, I took the clinic, but to come back and say, hey, I want more because that was awesome. And it's just seeing everyone progress. Like, over the past 4 years, Wausau has progressed, through the roof. One, maybe due because of the features of the course. Mike has definitely done a great job fixing those up. And two, because probably the instructors, myself, Colin Kemp, Brian Tupper, we're all very passionate about instructing, and we love helping people progress, and it's great seeing that happen every year.
Yeah, and what does Wausau mean for not only Midwest kayakers, but just another destination that paddlers from maybe out west in Colorado or California, or even paddlers from the Southeast and West Virginia could come over here and check it out too?
Well, Wausau is definitely like the hub for Wisconsin as far as whitewater, and it definitely attracts more of the competitive scene, say slalom. I know there's been a couple international events, like we had the junior slalom there this year and the canoe slalom nationals a few years back. It's definitely one of the oldest courses, whitewater man-made courses in the United States. Got a thick history of that. And even EJ was there at one time. He once made, and I think some other people destroyed, a feature there at the course. And it's got its allure. It depends on what you're looking for. If you're into the competition, stuff like that, Wausau's got it for you. You're in for the big creeks. You go a little bit north of Wausau, and you find mini Norway in the Lake Superior. So it's definitely got its allure.
Very awesome. And what about, what's your next paddling trip look like? Or have you been planning one?
My next paddling trip, I just purchased a launch date for the Grand Canyon this January. And I'm looking to go do a self-supported kayak trip down the Grand Canyon.
Cool.
Maybe 15 to 20 days.
And what usually goes into that for planning wise, and the type of gear that you might need to bring and things like that?
Well, you need a longboat that you can shove as much stuff possible in to start with. The Grand Canyon permit, park system, or whatever, they have all kinds of things that you are required to bring, such as fire pans, blankets, reflective mirrors for helicopters. You have to have a satellite phone or spot device, you need a screen to filter your food through, all kinds of things. You need to pack in everything you pack out, and keep that in mind when you go to the bathroom. And it's actually quite an undertaking. They require that you have a lot of things that you can to take into the river, and you got to fit all in your boat. So it's a very minimalist kind of thinking when you come down to doing a self-support for multiple weeks on end. It's really cool to wrap your head around that, and I'm bringing a fishing pole.
Sounds pretty good. Awesome. Is there anything else that that kayaking has done for you, or maybe you'd like to share with other people too about just yourself?
Kayaking has done for me. I don't know. I think just overall, kayaking has helped instill confidence in myself, and I'm really, really excited on that, and I really enjoy being able to share that with other people. Because you do see that, it's water's a scary thing, overcoming that fear of being upside down in it, and to become more confident with something like that, and pushing through your fears and all those things. I think that's just the most rewarding part of kayaking, and it's what I have really enjoyed about the sport, and enjoy as well with helping other people progress in the sport.
Cool. Awesome. Well, I think I'm going to stop recording there. That was really good, John. Thank you.